It is reported that over 250,000 Vietnam vets suffer from PTSD. In this episode of the Vietnam Veteran News Podcast, the story of Jeff Snyder will be featured. He is a Vietnam veteran who suffered in silence with PTSD for 35 years. Snyder discovered 3 effective methods for dealing with this psychologically crippling condition. His experiences were highlighted in a story found in the Herald Whig of Quincy, Illinois, titled Vietnam Vet Carries PTSD in Silence for 35 Years, that was submitted by Matt Dutton of the Herald Whig newspaper. Snyder was 20 years old when he went to Vietnam in March of 1971. When he came home a year later, he was much more mature than others his age and was a changed person. He discovered he had nothing in common with his friends from before. He said, "I just tried to blend back in, but it was very hard to do. You go through the motions, but still, it's like you don't fit in anymore. You're different. Everything has changed. You don't feel comfortable in certain situations anymore." He found that he had anger issues he could not understand or deal with. He had nightmares and flashbacks that he could not explain to others, so he suffered in silence for 35 years. But thank the good Lord above, things began to get better for Jeff after he started 3 practices. First, he began to write about his experiences in Vietnam. He did this partially for therapy and partially to leave a record for the next generation. This helped him deal with his nightmares. Next, he attended a large-scale reunion held annually by the Howard County Vietnam Veterans Organization. Associating with other Vietnam veterans helped him feel like he wasn't alone for the first time since he went to Vietnam. Thirdly, he reached out for help by attending a PTSD support group twice a month. If you are suffering from the terrible effects of PTSD, consider the treatment methods that are working well for Jeff Snyder. This is Mac Payne here with episode 912 of the Vietnam Veteran News Podcast. Thank you so much for coming to listen to these stories about the Vietnam War and the brave veterans who served there. And come back soon. There's lots more of these stories coming your way on this podcast, Vietnam Veteran News.